everyone. It is 7 o'clock. It's time to get started. Welcome to everyone for coming out to our second meeting of the month of October. It is October 20th. And we will start, as we always do, by standing for the prayer for City Council and then the Pledge of Allegiance. God our Father, we are all your servants. We trust in your mercy and love. We trust also in your guidance. Direct the meetings of this council of North College Hill to make good decisions for all the people who live in our city. Give all the members of this council wisdom and insight to know what is best for our city. Help us to be fair and just in all our decisions. Bless us all to do the very best we can with your help and guidance. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Call this meeting to order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good evening again. Anyone that does wish to address council this evening during our public participation time, you can see our clerk, Mr. Hedger, to get signed in, please. And with that, Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Orb.
Here.
Ms. Gaston.
Here.
Ms. Chichester.
Here.
Mr. Graver, excuse me, Ms. Alexander.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Present.
Mr. Davis.
Here.
Ms. Underwood.
Here.
I am here. Thank you. All right, we have the minutes. I'm sorry, we have tonight's agenda.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I need to make a motion to amend the agenda to add the legislations to it. I sent you the email. Did you?
Yes, what would you like to do?
I would like to add the tax legislation that we discussed in Budget and Finance Committee that is due on the 24th to the agenda. I'm trying to get the numbers off of it.
Mr. President.
Mr. Hedger.
Ms. Chichester, the resolution would be 19-2025.
Yep. Resolution 19/2025.
What is the title of that?
Yeah, if you could. Thanks.
Thank you. It is the resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. We discussed this in the Budget and Finance Committee meeting on Monday.
Mr. President,
Ms. Gaston?
I would like to second adding this to the agenda.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to amend tonight's agenda, adding legislation for first reading. It is Resolution 19-2025. Resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. Any discussion?
Mr. President,
Mr. Davis?
if someone also has something to add, would I have to do a second amendment?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Orb.
Yes.
Ms. Gaston.
Yes.
Ms. Chichester.
Yes.
Ms. Alexander.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Ms. Underwood.
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0.
Mr. Davis?
Okay. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to add resolution. Mr. Dieters, you got the number for that? Because I can't.
No, I don't know what the number is. I just sent it.
Could you hand this out too?
Bear with me 1 second. Let me find it.
Another one? Mr. President,
Mr. Hedger?
it would be ordinance number 7/2025.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
7.
Thank you.
I have one, thank you.
All right, Mr. Davis, would you like to go ahead and tell me what your?
Okay, yes, sorry.
Yes, please.
Yes. Amending the agenda to add ordinance number 7-2025, and ordinance to approve the renaming of a portion of Simpson Avenue to Isaac Moore Way in the southwest quadrant.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Mr. Davis. Need a second?
Mr. President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
All right. Sorry. Fantasy football tonight. My apologies. Normally have that silence before the meeting starts. All right, so we have a motion on the floor to amend tonight's agenda to add ordinance 7/2025, an ordinance to approve the renaming of a portion of Simpson Avenue to Isaac Moore Way in the southwest quadrant. That motion is by Mr. Davis, second by Mr. Wilson. Any discussion?
Mr. President,
Ms. Dukestein?
so this was brought up in the Public Safety Committee, and it was tabled to, well, not tabled, but it was said that they would speak about it on the next one. But prior discussion was that we would not do a street, that we would do an alley.
Okay. Any other discussion? All right, motion to amend agenda.
Mr. President.
Yeah, I already had a question.
Ms. Orr?
Section 1 references a map attached. I don't have a map attached. Am I missing
It
a
would've,
piece of this?
It would have been in Mr. Davis's initial document he sent to me, but I had no way to print it because it was inside an email. So
Mr. President.
this just came in Sunday night. I just worked on it today.
I gotcha.
Ms. Nichols?
Mr.
I'm
President,
just trying to get all the information, that's all.
this legislation also states that it was discussed in the October 14th meeting. That would be amended because that conversation did not take place during that meeting. There was no conversation about, that's in whereas, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth whereas.
Mr. President?
I had Ms. Underwood.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just had a question about the legislation because we had talked about taking several different approaches to renaming the street. We weren't going to actually rename the street. We were going to like put a dedication of a part of the street. I think that that's what the last discussion was, but I'm just trying to figure out like what this legislation actually does. Like, does it actually rename the street, or does it just put another sign in addition to Simpson Avenue? Does that make sense? Because we had talked about both approaches.
Yes. Mr. President?
Mr. Davis?
Okay. It would be a ceremonial renaming, so where there would be signs for, the Simpson Avenue signs would remain, but then underneath it, it'd be a different color sign that also says Isaac Moore Way. And on the corners from Simpson, that will be from Galbraith to Catalpa. So through the southwest quadrant. I believe it's like 6 signs if I counted correctly.
Mr. President,
Mr. President,
Ms. Dukestein?
I think council should put this back in committee.
Ms. Chichester?
I was going to request that we table it and put it back into committee because that's not what we discussed unless I missed portion of the rules and policy meeting where the committee where this sits in. I don't remember us discussing that last week, or did I miss something?
No, we didn't get to it on our agenda for last week. So
Okay.
what I will say is that I think that we agreed that we were going to do something. We just haven't really nailed down or pinned down what exactly that something would be.
I was just making sure because I didn't think we did because we were going to call special committee meetings to discuss several things that we didn't get to.
Mr. President.
Mr. Wilson?
So this legislation is new. I mean, it just was presented, but we did throw a couple of options out there. but the conversation was never had because Ms. Underwood was never able to schedule the meeting. So I agree with Ms. Dukestein as far as putting it back into committee so we could conversate about it.
Do you want to see this through, Mr. Davis, or do you want to rescind your motion?
Yeah, let's see it through.
All right, I have a motion on the floor from Mr. Davis, second by Mr. Wilson to amend the agenda and add ordinance 7, 2025. Please call the roll, Mr. Hedger.
Ms. Orb,
I'm very torn. No.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
No.
Ms. Alexander,
No.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Underwood.
Okay. I'm going to ask for clarification, like what exactly are we voting on? Are we voting to,
We're voting to put this
Pass.
on the agenda.
Yes.
oh, just to put it on
As a
the
first
agenda?
reading, yes.
Okay. Yes.
Motion passes 4-3.
Does 4 pass an amendment to the agenda?
Yes.
Okay. All right, anybody else want to amend the agenda?
Mr. President,
Ms. Underwood?
I would just request that after, that this piece of legislation be referred back to my committee after the first reading.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do I need a second? Was that a motion or no?
I don't think I need to make a motion. The president has the
Correct.
power to send it back.
All right, we need a motion to accept the agenda.
Mr. President,
Ms. Zorb?
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as amended.
Mr. President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Orb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester, Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Underwood.
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0.
Thank you. We have the minutes from the 10/6/2025 meeting.
Mr. President,
Ms. Zorb?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the Tuesday, October 6th, 2025 meeting.
Mr. President,
Ms. Gaston?
I accept.
You second it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I second.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion to accept the minutes from the 10/6 meeting. That motion was by Ms. Zorb and a second by Ms. Gaston. Any discussion? Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Orb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Underwood.
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0.
Thank you. Next up is communication. Do you have any communication for us this evening?
Thank you, Mr. President. I did want to check with council if they've made any developments on selecting a new clerk of council. If you can discuss it in new business or now, would be
Mr. President,
Ms. Underwood?
Ms. Gaston and I we discussed that in my committee, and we are going to try to develop a list of kind of how we want to approach that, to try to see if we can't get somebody in here in time enough to observe Mr. Hedger before he leaves. So Ms. Gaston and I will get together to figure that out.
Because I do believe that your kind gesture, Mr. Hedger, to help the new person didn't extend into next year, did it?
no.
Mr. President, we did mention that, and we are aware that we need to do things more quickly than we've done things ever, so.
Anything else, Mr. Hedger?
Yes. I did want to let council know that I have been working on a clerk of council standing operating procedures. That has somewhat stalled. My day job has significantly picked up in the amount of work I have. We're hiring 2 new people, so I just don't have the time to spend on that anymore. So I did get at least some parts of it done. If that changes in the next couple of months, I'll let you know that I've gotten further on it. But as of right now, I've gotten a couple procedures together for the website, as well as like creating an agenda and minutes. That's all, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Ms. Dukestein?
is council accepting resumes, applications?
We haven't decided yet. Ms. Gaston and I will figure that out, and we'll get back to you. I'm sorry, Mr. President, Mr. President, we haven't decided yet.
Mr. President,
Ms. Zorb?
kind of along those lines, Mr. Hedger, have you gotten your new device from the city yet? And I'm asking that from the template kind of perspective. We could have part of that onboarding could be with the templates that would be on the clerk laptop.
Mr. President,
Mr. Hedger?
I have not received the council. I wasn't able to make it to the 8th, what it was. I didn't have a plan to stop it and get it a different time just because I'm resigning and was just going to finish out my term on using my own device. I will make sure to provide those documents and templates to the new person or save them on some drive and give it to someone here to give to the new person so they have access to it.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, thank you. We will move to council committees, starting with City Community Development and Recreation.
Mr. President,
Mr. Wilson.
thank you, sir. City Community Development met on Tuesday, October the 14th at 7 p.m. Ms. Dukestein gave us, apologize, give me a second here. Oh, you just sent them to me. I hate when this do that. They be like messages disappear.
Thank you.
You got your message you sent out. I need to hurry up and get in the office. They're doing it for me too.
Yep,
Got it.
this is pulling up now. Taking a second to load up.
Yeah, well, like I said, it disappeared on me. I can't even.
Okay,
If you,
I'll read it.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, so Ms. Dukestein gave a presentation based on the results of the Rethrive. She also gave a great presentation regarding UC has offered a program to the North College Hills, a fitness program, and it is funded by grant dollars regarding an outdoor gymnasium with equipment. We will be responsible for the land and winterizing and providing the space. The equipment and the installation would be covered by the grant. Ms. Nichols and Ms. Dukestein talked about how closing the health gap would like to assist North College Hill in reaching out to citizens in relation to our Rethrive results. Mr. Wilson asked if the citizens would like to be on the ad hoc committee for the 1500 building, and if they would, please email him and come to the next meeting. Ms. Beverly Gaston asked if the committee had to come through council, and Ms. Dukestein said it already had. There was also a question regarding the Veterans Park grant, and Ms. Dukestein said the money was still out there for use and POs will be created. and used by the end of the year. Mr. Davis said he had a list of North College Hill businesses that need attention, and he had asked for just some more information on that. Mr. Wilson had advised if members of the committee had any questions regarding anything that was talked about this evening to email himself or the proper entities, whether it's Ms. Dukestein or the mayor. And the meeting adjourned at 7:30 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Alexander. Mr. President, that'll be end of Recreations report.
Thank you. Next is Budget and Finance.
Mr. President?
Ms. Chichester.
Awesome. So in the Budget and Finance Committee, first part on Monday, October 13th, we did the month-end report for August. We discussed the salary ordinance, the IAFF agreement, and then we discussed the 2026 budget as well. And then in this second, on the, wasn't Wednesday, it was Thursday of last week, I forget the date, we had the discussion about the 1500 building and the legislation, resolution 18/2025. We did table it because there are some questions that need to still be answered before moving forward with that resolution. And that is the Budget and Finance report.
Thank you, Ms. Chichester. Next is Rules and Public Policy.
Thank you, Mr. President. The first thing I did was to actually confirm that Ms. Chichester is a member of the committee, not Ms. Caston. Is that right? So I did correct my records with regard to that. We did briefly discuss Walter Drain, and that we really need to stay on top of that because we have because we sent them such a huge amount of information all at one time. It caused a significant impact to our budget. So if anybody has any questions with regard to that, I'll ask them. I'll have Ms. Dukestein explain that, but that's just something that we need to do. And Ms. Gaston graciously agreed to meet with me so that we can kind of figure out how we wanted to handle finding a new clerk of council, whether we wanted to do resumes or interviews, and, you know, taking into account that, I don't know, that's a lot, but we did agree that we were going to get together to figure that out. We did also briefly discuss updating the zoning code. Ms. Dukestein said that she is working with Mr. Wallace to update the entire zoning code. They are hoping to have that done Q1 of 2026. Hamilton County has agreed to help us with this process, but also has advised us not to rush through that process either. I believe Ms. Dukestein discussed purchase order authorizations, the procedure, or was it Ms. Shiva?
No, it was me.
Okay, Ms. Dukestein kind of explained to us what that potential procedure would look like. Our next meeting will be on November 10th at 6 o'clock.
Thank you, Ms. Underwood. Next is Public Safety.
Thank you, Mr. President. So Public Safety met on October 14th at 6:30. We didn't get to talk about the renaming of the street, but, you know, we just didn't really get through a whole lot of our agenda. So I did say that I was going to try to schedule a special public safety meeting sometime in the next few weeks. We mainly talked about police department updates. Chief Cheney was here. He gave us a lot of information about the number, you know, they're writing more tickets, and they've received a huge increase in calls for service. He gave us the numbers for the service calls, including mutual aid numbers. He also gave us an update for the code enforcement officer. There were probably some more questions that we wanted to ask Chief Cheney, but we, decided to ask during the budget process. We didn't really go into fire department or public works updates, but I did send an attachment with fire department numbers. Chief Plackey always sends those ahead of time. We didn't really get to anything else on the agenda. The clerk of court position was on the agenda, but again, we talked about that. And rules and public policy. Our next meeting will be November 10th. Our next scheduled meeting is November 10th, but I am hoping to schedule a special meeting so that we can get through everything that we need to get through with regard to public safety.
Mr. President,
Ms. Chichester.
I left out a couple tidbits on budget and finance. May I add those just for minutes and records?
Thank you, Ms. Underwood. Go ahead.
I left out on Budget and Finance Committee that we did discuss the resolution to the county appropriation and rate in the Budget and Finance Committee on the 14th. Excuse me, I said it was the 13th, but the 13th was Indigenous People Day, and we did not meet on that Monday. We met on that Tuesday, the 14th. And we will be scheduling another special Budget and Finance Committee meeting to come to some resolve for the 1500 building. I couldn't really schedule it this week because we had the council meeting today, and then we have the debate on Wednesday, so it left very little room in the schedule with everyone when I was trying to get it scheduled to meet. But look for that email from me to council to try to get that scheduled as soon as possible, either this week or next week. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
Mr. Wilson.
I'd like to make a motion to take a 2-minute recess. I need to clear my throat.
I have a motion on the floor to take a 2-minute recess by Mr. Wilson.
Mr. President,
Ms. Gaston.
I second.
Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Orb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Underwood.
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0.
We are in recess for 2 minutes. Next on the agenda is ad hoc reports. Does anyone have an ad hoc report this evening?
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Mr. Wilson.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
All right. So I have a report from OKI. So we met on the 9th of October. OKI has approved 17 transportational infrastructure projects. It's a record. It actually totals out to $82 million actually total. And that's the largest approved from coming out of OKI. So I mean, it's a big deal for that organization, that committee, and I just wanted to share that information with you guys.
Thank you. Ms. Alexander.
I met with the school board on October 13th at 6:30, and they had a lot of wonderful things going on. First thing I would like to say is senior night is October 24th. That's this coming Friday, home game. Also, they are from October 1st through the end of this year. They have a contractor who is now their treasurer. They're in the midst of hoping to get a permanent treasurer, but right now they're using Pendleton. There's a contractor for being a treasurer. Also, they had great turnouts for fundraising for Oktoberfest and the Kroger Wellness. They also hosted a MVC tournament in which they raised $1,000 for athletics. Their volleyball team was in a tournament this last week. They're hoping to bring a possible bowling team this coming winter. They wanted to give also a kudos to the community, to McDonald's, Dunkin', and the police department for assisting in coming together and doing the clap-in and the various things and greeting the students. McDonald's is actually trying to do a Student of the Month program for North College Hill, which I think that's a great incentive. They said tardiness has improved. The elementary is 92%, middle school is 93%, high school is 88%, and Trojan Way is 79%. And they said they have seen a vast improvement in the tardiness and getting the children at school. They said they sometimes linger around in the hallway a little bit, but they're actually getting in the building. So I think that's a wonderful improvement. Also, they talked about homecoming was one of the largest ones they've had in attendance. They also said that the special education department has been hit really hard. There's been lots of layoffs, so they are, having to like kind of crunch numbers and things like that. They had a program called Gear Up, which I know my daughter had received some scholarship monies and things of that nature. Because of the cuts, Gear Up is gone.
Oh, no.
Yes. They are working with Cincinnati Youth Collaborative in order to bring some type of other program. It's called Next Level that kind of does the same kind of thing as Gear Up, but they're hopeful to still be able to support the children in that aspect. Also, lastly, they wanted to congratulate Miss Angela Graver for being recognized as the distinguished board member by the Ohio School Board Association. So they did a big round of applause and took photos and things of that nature. And that's all I have.
Hopefully she's not watching.
You better clap a little harder.
All right, thank you, Ms. Alexander. Any other ad hoc reports this evening? All right, we'll move on to the administrative reports. Good evening, Madam Mayor. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. I did have a question for Ms. Alexander as it pertains to your ad hoc report. The SPED, special education that you were referring to, that was at the state level, not the district level, just
Okay.
verifying.
I don't remember if they said which level it was,
Because the
but
cuts have primarily been federally,
Okay.
and we haven't had any cuts that way. But
Okay.
they've mostly been state and federal.
okay.
So, but it does tremendously affect our special education department. So, just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
Just wanted to remind everyone that Trick or Treat is coming up for those of you who participate or take your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, or for those of you that pass out candy. It's next Friday, the 31st, from 6 to 8 p.m. So remember to let's just watch out for the kids because they get really excited, especially those who may go out by themselves, and turn your porch light on so they'll know to come knock on your door. The other thing I have, we have a new business that has opened. It is a nonprofit. She states that she had a soft opening. Let me rephrase that. So she hasn't had her grand opening yet, and I did stop by Saturday after the Harvest Festival, which turned out to be really nice. The weather was nice. It got hot for a moment. But back to the nonprofit, her statement is, our organization is largely focused on enhancing and improving the lives of children, families, and individuals in and around the city of North College Hill. Her goal is to establishing activities, programs, and resources for everyone. We aim to serve as a community hub offering positive choices for positive decisions, and that address is 6849 Grismere Avenue. It's called Lending Hands, a nonprofit organization. So if you are able to stop in and just talk to her about her business, I'm sure Ms. Karen would appreciate it. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for the mayor? All right, before we move on, my wife did text me. She says, thanks, everyone, for the recognition. So she is watching.
Did she comment on your applause?
Tell her I apologize for not clapping.
All right, we'll move on to the city administrator's report. Ms. Dukestein.
I was just gonna again say congratulations to Miss Graver and ask if you know her, but you just admitted that that was your wife. The next thing I had, I actually wasn't gonna say this, but I was sharing with Mr. Hedger. The Civic Plus, I have a meeting set up because we're gonna probably be rescoping our Civic Plus in general, but they have the ability to automate manual tasks like agenda, packet compilation, minute taking, vote tracking, and then the public facing portal. So that would be like all of the things that we upload to the website. It's kind of a package of what we already have, but an extension of it for the software that Mr. Hedger was asking for us to buy. And then the integrated live streaming and video, that would be ICRC. And then the reliable cloud-based hosting. So I know some of those services can easily tack on with low or no cost, and then some of them are probably more extensive, for sure, the cloud-based hosting. But do you want to be included in that or meeting, or do you want to just
let me know.
Okay, so what I'll do then is gather the information and report it back to you all, so you can make a decision about it, because I know that's your space, but if something that we are already contracting with, it'd probably be a really easy fit. And then I wanted to remind everybody to come out to the debate. It is our last candidate debate on 10/22 from 6 to 8. The last one was really successful, and I'm hoping that we have the same measure of success with this one as well.
Mr. President,
Are you finished, Ms. Dukestein?
I am.
Ms. Zord.
can we volunteer you to sit in on that meeting instead of Mr. Hedger? Ooh.
I mean, I guess you can. I don't really want you
Angie,
to.
do you see that look he gave me? Some daggers.
When was the meeting?
I can forward you the invite. It's during the day.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mr.
You
President.
can still volunteer me, but I can't do that.
Thank you.
Ms. Chichester.
What time during the day tomorrow?
It's not tomorrow.
Oh, it's not tomorrow. I thought it was.
I have to look for it.
Okay. Are we just needing someone to sit in instead of Mr. Hedger? Because I know he just said his job is, he can't.
I don't know if it's during the day.
I can
President.
volunteer. If council's okay with that.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, me too, because my days is full.
All right, so you'll forward that information to Ms. Chichester? Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Ms. Dukestein?
Mr. President,
Madam Mayor?
I know Ms. Chichester said she was available, but I was thinking okay, one of the ladies who was on the interview board, if they had time, I'm not sure. Ms. Underwood, Ms. Gaston.
Mr. President,
Ms. Gaston?
if Ms. Dukestein, if she wouldn't mind sending it to me, I can confirm my availability. That'll be great.
Mr. President,
Ms. Underwood?
I cannot.
All right, next is the Law Director's report. Mr. Dieters.
Mr. President, I have no report this evening. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Dieters? All right, next is the Finance Director's report. I'm not going to say you're not here because I see you sitting back there. No report from the Finance Director. Thank you. That'll bring us to call of members, starting with Ms. Zorb.
Thank you, Mr. President. The only thing that I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the rec director for organizing the Fall Fest. I think it was a huge success, and I'd like to thank her for that. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Gaston?
I don't know if you guys hear me. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm sad, actually, that I missed the family-friendly fall festival. I saw all of my beautiful sorors in that royal blue and gold there dancing and keeping the party going. Man, I had FOMO. But kudos to Miss Lataya Miles on the successful festival. Personally, our family welcomed a new family member, my goddaughter, Isa. She has a onesie that says, "My madrina is a councilwoman, we make the rules." And holding her and reading that this weekend further confirmed my love and passion for this seat. Making North College Hill a beautiful place to live for the future generations to come is what we're here to do. I thank God for the opportunity to sit with my peers on good and bad days to make positive change for our neighbors. That's all. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Ms. Chichester?
Yes, Mr. President. This month is full of connection and community. From our fall festival, so I just wanted to shout out to some of the NCH students and other volunteers. They rocked and they did a great job assisting some of the children with planting seeds in the third pot in the sensory friendly zone, which was great. And I had bubbles for the kids too as well. I had a good time playing in the dirt, staying grounded with those kids. I know, Cheney, this is a sore spot, but we played the seniors against chair volleyball last week. I'm not saying that it was fixed or rigged or anything, but, you know, we lost, and there is a rematch on the floor from them. I was challenged today, so I accept it on your behalf too, Mr. Cheney. It also was a honor. I attended another public event on Friday where Dr. Amy Acton spoke. And surprisingly, her speech was about public health, and she just reiterated our We Thrive results about how where your zip code, where you live and your zip code dictates your life expectancy and your health. And that was a great event to represent the city at. Also, our community survey is out there for the 1500 building. It's on the city website. We have QR codes, we have links. If you're not tech savvy, we have paper copies as well for you guys for residents to share and fill out. And lastly, but not least, we have the debate this week on Wednesday. Look forward to good, wholesome, spirited debate, and hopefully we all can shake hands at the end of it and walk away still grounded as friends. Oh, the new business, the lending hands for Miss Karen, was a great soft opening I've got a chance to go to, and I think this is a great resource for our community. So if families are looking for any type of assistance, help, resources, homework for your students, that I would go check in with that business. If she can't help you directly, she will help you find a resource that could help with your need. That's it.
Thank you. Ms. Alexander?
I would like to say welcome to Helping Hands. I'm sure you'll be an asset to our community. Also, I would like to thank Ms. Miles for all the work she put in for the Fall Festival. I'd like to thank the volunteers, the citizens, Public Works, the police department, fire department, the vendors, and all of the city workers. And I would also like to still put it out there to be mindful of the children crossing in the crosswalk on Galbraith. There's still just only one crosswalk button there. The other half does not. So if someone is not there to assist them to cross, please just be mindful in the mornings and in the afternoons that they're there, and, slow down, please stop. It only takes a moment, and that's it.
Mr. President.
Ms. Dukestein?
Miss Alexander, can I ask you the next time that you go to the at the school board meeting, if you would inquire about, there are some replacement signs that need to go back up, and I've been told in the past that the city and the school district kind of share the putting up of those signs and the cost. Mm-hmm. Can you just check into that.
Are
And
there
then
specific signs?
I have some locations, some specific locations, yes.
Okay, if you can give me
We're
that.
already working on it, whether
Okay.
they put them up or help or not, we're gonna make sure that it gets done.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanna, so I'm just, if you could just ask
Sure.
what the pathway, and we can either share or not.
But
It's okay.
they already know about it? Do they know?
No, we have the locations and we are working to put them up.
So should they reach out to you if they want specific locations?
I mean, I
or if you
can
could send it to me?
share them with you, yes.
That's fine.
Mr. President.
Ms. Orr?
Ms. Alexander, again, it's the school board reference. So I know the one, the flashing light that's right there at Parrish, I know that was hit by a car. So I didn't know if maybe
Chief?
Chief Cheney has an update. Like, I would imagine insurance was covering that one. Is that,
Insurance is covered. They usually cover both. We're just waiting. Unfortunately, it takes forever for the insurance to figure this out. I don't understand the delay, but it always takes a couple months to happen.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilson, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to start off with saying thank you to the administration, Mayor Nichols, City Administrator, Ms. Dukestein, Law Director, Mr. Dieters, Mr. Hedger, Finance Director, Ms. Stephen Knotts. Of course, all my colleagues here, thank you for taking the time to, come out and give to North College Hill. I want to say to everyone that's listening, business owners, residents, please, come on now. Y'all see me doing this. I'm walking the street picking up the trash because we live in this community. It's no necessary need to just purposely keep throwing the trash on the ground. Ain't none of y'all gonna pick it up. Why y'all trying to pick on me? Because I want to keep our city clean? That ain't fair. Put the trash in the trash can. That's all I ask. Y'all not gonna deter me. We're gonna keep our city clean because this represents us. Every last one of the individuals that live in this city of North College Hill are very decent and respectable people. And the way our environment reflects us. And I like to keep it clean. So please, business owners, residents, I don't care. Just like I tell my children, just because you didn't put it down there don't mean it don't get picked up. It has to be done, whether you like it or not. So all I ask is help me out, please. That's all I got, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. Davis?
Okay. Once again, I'd like to thank Ms. Miles and everybody who came out, everybody who enjoyed, and everybody who visited the Fall Festival on Saturday. Thank y'all for all of y'all hard work and y'all support. And I appreciate y'all. And also, I'm telling you from the future, your friendly neighborhood North College Hill Trojans will be hosting a playoff game. And I don't remember if that's going to be on 10/31 or 11/7. But there will be a playoff game held over at the stadium, and I believe this is going to be the last meeting before that. So speaking from in the future. And lastly, I absolutely hate doing the answer a person from the internet thing, but there was one note that does require my attention really, really quickly. Somebody said, "Hey, they like since you don't have a problem with us." Like, since you have a problem with us, since you don't trust us, you're not going to vote for the fire levy because you're sick of us. And hey, I understand completely. If you're disappointed in me, you probably should be disappointed in me. Everybody else is disappointed in me. But don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt your neighbors because you're disappointed with me or you're disappointed with us. That the fire levy, that helps pay for and take care of the ambulance that you hear the sirens. They're doing the work. The street levy. The streets are getting done. Remember we had all that traffic and couldn't get to Long John Silver's for a month? That's because they're repaving the streets and doing the things and taking care of the business that those levies take care of. Those levies precede us. those levies precede many of y'all, and those levies fuel and take care of the people who work here. So please don't hurt yourself because you're mad at me. If you have a problem with me, I'll give you my phone number. If you got a complaint about me, that's fine. And I hope to be less of a disappointment going forward. But don't hurt yourself because you're mad at me. Please vote yes on issue 6 and issue 7. Am I allowed to say that? My bad. Fair.
It's on there.
All right.
It's in the book.
Take care.
Is that all, sir?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Underwood?
Thank you, Mr. Davis, for that impassioned plea. I would first like to say happy birthday to my mom. This is the first time that I did not have her on her birthday. And it's just been hard today. So there's that. I also would like to say thank you to everyone who came out to the Fall Festival. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend, but I heard nothing but great reports on that. And just with regard to issue 6 and issue 7, I, encourage everyone to vote yes on issue 6 and yes on issue 7. Our fire department is amazing. They save lives. They don't get the accolades that they deserve, but they have actually showed up to people's homes, multiple individuals' homes, resuscitated those individuals, and those individuals have survived, and that does not always occur. So, they get to a house and the person is not responsive, and they resuscitate them, get them to the hospital, and they recover. There is something to be said about that, especially if it's you or one of your loved ones. And when I was canvassing, someone asked me why they needed the equipment that they need. It's because we have mutual aid agreements. So it's not just our fire department responding to North College Hill. They respond to Colerain Township, the city of Cincinnati, Springfield Township, and Mount Healthy, because we ask those communities to respond and help us. So our firefighters, we want them to have the best because they are taking care of us. So issue 6 will not raise your taxes. Issue 7 will not raise your taxes. And I would just ask anybody who drives down Oak Knoll, it is 1,000% better right now because of issue 7. And Prospect Place, which is something that I harped on, it took care of Prospect Place as well. So we are getting the work done. It won't raise your taxes, and I'm asking you to vote yes on issue 6 and issue 7. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Thank you. Ms. Dukestein?
In my role, I'm not allowed to advocate one way or the other for any of the levies, but I'd like to add, just for knowledge sake, and to put it out there, as Mr. Davis said, that people may be thinking negatively about the levies. The fire department did win an award from Tri-Health this year on their life-saving application, and we want to make sure that our citizens are safe, and part of the levy does do that.
All right, next is remarks from the audience. Mr. Hedger, who do we have signed in this evening?
Thank you, Mr. President. First, we have Craig Cheney.
Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes, sir.
Chief Craig Cheney, address 1646 West Galbraith. So I come here on behalf of the men and women of the police department. 3 of our officers attended that fall festival on Saturday, and were rather discouraged because somebody made some derogatory comments to them that upset them highly, basically stating that the police department does not do anything. So I'm here to set the record straight and let everybody know what our men and women do for this city. First of all, so far this year we've wrote 1,230 citations. We're on pace for 1,638, a 5-year high. We've also wrote 600 warnings. 25 OVI arrests. Calls for service so far this year, 9,067. We're on pace to have 11,200 calls for service. That's 28 calls a year per shift, 4 shifts, 2 men to a shift, 2,800 calls. We've talked about the fire levy. I'm not bad-mouthing the fire department. They do a phenomenal job, and we work with them every day, and they're one of the busiest in the county. They do 3,000 calls for service a year. Our daily activities, which is business checks, directed patrols, everything else that we do, 5,800 by our officers. Mutual aid runs, which means going to City of Cincinnati, Coleraine Township, Mount Healthy, and Springfield Township. This year alone, 344 calls. If you add all that up, ladies and gentlemen, that's 17,000 calls that our officers have been through this year. 17,000 for an agency right now that's only staffed with 14 full-time officers because we're 4 short. Put that in perspective, 17,000 calls. Our city has 9,300 residents, so almost 2 calls per resident. They were upset, and it's not fair. These men and women leave their houses every day not knowing
30 seconds.
if they're going to go home to their loved ones. 73 officers have been killed in the line of duty this year, 4 in the state of Ohio. 1 when he was sitting in his car eating lunch. So the next time you just see an officer sitting around, maybe think about, what kind of call did they just come from? What did they just see? How many calls have they been on? Sometimes they deserve a break. Sometimes they deserve sitting out back and having a cigar because maybe they just came from a call where a 9-month-old drowned in a bathtub. Stop. Let's have a little perspective. Thank you.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Ms. Chichester.
I want to say to Chief Cheney, you are absolutely right to be upset, and they are absolutely right to be upset. I did a night where I was talking to our new detective, Megan. Barely had time to go to the restroom because she got call after call, and she couldn't stop. She had to go respond to the calls. They work hard. They work really hard for our city. I apologize on behalf of the city that they had to endure that at a space where they should have been having fun and engaging with the community. No words for that. Thank you guys for everything you guys do for our city.
I had somebody to my right, and I don't remember who it was. Mr. Davis.
Yeah. Honestly, my question was completely unrelated. I want to know the difference between the orange and yellow ticket things, but I'm not sure if this was the time or place.
Mr. President, I can answer that. So the orange papers that they've been putting on cars are just a friendly reminder that that car is violating an ordinance in our city. Either you're parking on the sidewalk or parking on the grass, which our ordinance say you can't park on a soft surface. It has to be a hard surface, like a paved driveway or roadway where you're permitted to park. And I think the green ones were just a different color with the same stating on it. So then they came back around.
The green ones are, don't quote me on this, the green ones are for overtime parking, just to let residents know that
It
you
is.
can't park for so long. So
Oh, yeah. So the green ones are the ones where you're stayed too long. So technically, and Chief can tell me if I'm wrong, that you can't park a car certain place and leave it if it's broken down and debris is up, building up under the tire, or your tires get flat because the car is not moved. So they're sticking the green ones on those cars. So we are having those hazards removed from our city so we can have safe streets.
Ms. Zorb.
It was not me, it was Ms. Gaston.
Oh, Ms. Gaston, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say thank you to Chief Cheney. We see you. We hear you. I just heard you guys again. So just thank you. And I hope everybody knows that we appreciate them. That's all, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
Ms. Dickstein?
I personally can't let the night go by without saying thank you. I appreciate you guys. And I feel the same way about Public Works. I know this isn't the space, but people came into positions and roles where there were vacancies. We are catching up as a city and deserve a little grace. Even if you don't want to extend it to me, extend it to the staff, because they work hard.
Mr. President,
Ms. Underwood?
I too, Chief Cheney, I don't know if he's still in the room, but Chief Cheney, I would like to say thank you for your service. And I've said this before, it takes a special kind of individual to put on a uniform and strap on a gun and then go out there and be willing to defend other people in the way that you guys do. So I would like to say thank you for your service. And I don't know who said what, and but I do apologize, and that is not the sentiments of the majority of the people in this city.
Mr. President.
Madam Mayor?
Chief Cheney, I tell you all the time, I appreciate you, I appreciate your staff, what you do, how you do it. To the same sentiment as Ms. Underwood, I know I would never want to do it. I'm not gonna say I couldn't do it. I would not want to. But what really hit hard tonight, we know it, but when you said they come to work not knowing if they're gonna go home. That alone, you have to respect. No greater love than a man would lay down his life for someone else. So we know that you have to love where you are and love what you do. And not just myself, I'm sure most people in this room appreciate you all. I'm sorry that those comments were made. And again, most of us don't feel that way.
President.
Mr. Wilson?
Chief, I've always told you, and I'm going to continue telling you guys every time I see y'all, thank you. I understand the risk you guys take because it's out there in the job y'all do. It's, we know y'all here to uphold our laws, and a lot of people don't agree with the way you guys do it, but they got to respect it because that's what is. That's exactly what we have is a system to uphold our law. I'm sure it's very offensive to tell someone that they're not doing their job. But it's not just the police officers out there. It's offensive to everybody to be told that they're not doing their job. So I totally understand. But remember this, Chief. Every day that you guys put on that badge and y'all step out there into our communities, y'all are leaders in our community and y'all lead by example. And every day that you guys put on that badge and y'all write tickets, y'all are setting the example. So thank you.
Mr. President.
Ms. Alexander?
I also wanted to extend my thank yous. North College Hill is the busiest little city there is. Before I moved here, I had no idea anything about North College Hill. And all of you all are appreciated. For the dangerous things you do, and even just the civic things you do. You volunteer. You have conversations with, neighbors and with kids, and, even, when I'm out there, just the wave, as you're going past or whatever, it's truly appreciated. Don't let that, knock you guys down. When you know who you are, you know who you are. Yeah. So.
Mr. President.
Ms. Zorb?
I know I feel like I'm falling in line because everyone else has said this, but Chief, you know I have family members that wear the badge too. This is very disappointing to hear this. I talked to the guys that were there. They had probably one of the best decorated vehicles in the place, and the whole Yoda thing and the skeletons and the dog, and I mean they put their heart into it. They worked at it, and It's very disappointing to hear that, and I am sorry.
Mr. Hedger, who's next?
Next, we have Aggie Brockman.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Please start with your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Aggie Brackman, 19 Ironwoods Drive. I was here for the September 29th meeting about the 1500 building. There were some comments on the North College Hill talk, and I thank Mr. Wilson because he referenced me to the comprehensive plan. I don't know how many of you have actually gone through that comprehensive plan page by page by page. There is so much great information in there that our residents are not getting. One of the things that I mentioned on the Facebook page was maybe we should make some paper copies, put those either in libraries, put one up at the police station, put one at the fire station, put them in the schools. Let's teach our seniors about being good citizens. But understand that you have to come with a plan before you can take real action. So I had a couple questions. So in this comprehensive plan, was that something that council then adopts, or do you just take that as a guideline for going forward?
Council has adopted it.
Council did read it all? Or
Mr. President.
you adopted it as a blueprint, let's say? Okay, so I noticed some things that are mentioned in there have already been implemented. Some of the traffic things have been implemented, which is great. But one of the things that I haven't heard anything about at the meetings is the plan to put that city center maybe on part of the Clovernook property. And I think before we talk about the 1500 building, we should really decide, do we want to move forward with a bigger, more comprehensive plan for this community? I'm on a committee through St. Vincent de Paul that has been studying affordable housing for 2 years. We have had contacts with, you name it, Cohio, LISC, the Affordable Housing Group, AHA. They're all there. The way you grow a community is not necessarily to grow it this way. If you want your tax base to raise, you need to grow it up. And honestly, that piece of property, if we can work with Clovernook or maybe the Port Authority to gain some other properties, maybe we can put together a better plan for how do we reach that. Because I see this community as a very loving, kind community.
30 seconds.
But we need to do something besides just arguing about this 1500 building. Let's look forward.
Yes.
And I don't know who does that from your council, but I'd be willing to help. The other question I have is, are individual residents allowed to be on committees?
Mr. President.
Ms. Orb.
It was me. It was Brielle.
It was
Oh,
I just wanted to state that Mr. Wilson has an ad hoc committee, and Mr. Wilson, I think she would be excellent to add to our committee.
That works for me. I
Okay.
needed a fourth person.
Ms. Aggie, would you like to join our ad hoc committee?
Depends on the night.
Okay, we can work.
I'm pretty involved with a lot of stuff, but I'd be willing to work on something to maybe re-energize the comprehensive plan.
Yes, that would be
But I also
beautiful.
think the residents need to get that information. You know, when people see hope,
Mm-hmm.
they move.
Mm-hmm.
When you're stuck somewhere with you feel like nothing's moving.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Stuck. Nobody does anything. I'll put the rah-rah girl tonight.
Well, that's going to change. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Chichester.
I want to ask the administration a question. I believe we've tried several times to get some property from, some land from Clovernook, and they have denied our request several times. Yeah.
Mr. President.
Ms. Dukestein.
So, first of all, Ms. Aggie, thank you so very much. The energy is definitely refreshing. And so the comprehensive plan is both adopted by council and it serves as a guidebook to administration. Administration uses that as a template to move forward and to make suggestions as we navigate our city and our urban planning. And so, yes, it is true that we have tried to acquire property in the business district that is denoted in the comprehensive plan. Thus far, we have not yet been successful. And you are also absolutely right that the best way to grow a city is the density in numbers. And so we have to get some housing here, and we have to get some amenities that once the housing comes, that the people have something to do while they're here. So there are some things in works as we work with different developers on different properties that are vacant, that are available to us right now. I am sitting in those conversations. We also had a group come to CIC or either Planning Commission. I know I see some people, Planning Commission, called Home to talk about our local banking, to talk to our local banking institutions about making sure that we have lending sources to close the gap for minorities and those that are restricted or sometimes discriminated against to getting home loans, so that we can fix the issues. It is no easy feat, and we are definitely working towards it. You are right. When you are stagnant in one place, you don't get to hear about all the other positive things that are going on. And so this 1500 building has been so exhaustive that there are some really good other spaces that we are moving forward like breakneck speed for the city that we don't always get to talk about because we're so concentrated on the 1500 building, because it is something that we need to take care of right away.
Mr. President.
Madam Mayor.
And just to add to that, we do have a contact with the Port Authority that we communicate with, more so through our CIC. So when we want to discuss different properties, we usually contact her.
Mr. Hedger, who's next?
Next, we have Linda Stagman.
Please start with your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Linda Stagman, 1833 Waltham. I just wanted to address the fact that we're talking about maybe dedicating a street to someone. I know historically, and maybe Ms. Zorb can help me with this, there was someone we named a bench after years ago. He was a little fellow that walked around town. And we did dedicate, when he passed, we did dedicate that he made a mark here, a good mark. And I feel that if we start naming streets or alleys or whatever after different people, I think that there's a lot of people who deserve that. I think that, who do I have? Doug Eikens. I think that Everett Hardy he made a huge mark on North College Hill. Linda Braunwart is Mrs. North College Hill. So I think that by naming something that we're creating a precedence going forward. Someone might have their feelings hurt if things aren't named after them. So I would back off of that a little bit. That's just my problem. I would maybe have a day for this person, so that name a day for Isaac Moore. But I think that this could get really, not nice. I know years ago when we named the alleys, there was legislation to name the alleys, and since I live on an alley, I came to every council meeting till we named the alleys to lessen the police response time to those alleys when they're doing drugs back there. And they did not want to name them names because of gang members and stuff. They didn't want to have the Smith Alley or the Jones Alley. So we numbered them alphabetically and numerically. So that's my history. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hedger.
Next, we have Kathy Curitan.
Please start with your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Yes, sir. Kathy Curitan, 6718 Devonwood Drive. Chief Cheney, you know how I feel about cops. My father-in-law gave his life for a number of years. A lot of my play aunties and uncles are cops, so thank you. And I apologize as well for that rude comment. If you're watching, if you heard that comment, you should have addressed it, and thank you for addressing it tonight. So I want to start with a couple of things. First is the rental registration fee. Under Chapter 1359 of the city's codified ordinances, every residential rental building, including 1, 2, and 3 family units, must register. I would like to get an update if, and this is for Miss Shiva Stevens, Miss Arias Dukestein, if you all can clarify if we have a complete list, a comprehensive list of all of those rentals, and if we have collected that fee for 2025. My second question is to acknowledge the 2026 budget. There are 72 days left. I cannot believe it. 72 days left in 2025. I'm wondering, when will the public discussion start for our 2026 budget? I feel like I've been at every meeting, I've paid attention, I researched, but I have not seen any discussions reflective of our 2026 budget for the city. So if I can have an idea of when those conversations and those meetings will start. Also, quite a few seniors are interested in connecting with our seniors here in the city, but they don't know how. They're not digital or tech savvy, should I say, and they just don't know how. And or they feel like some of our activities do not meet their needs. So what is the best way for the seniors in the city of North College Hill to get connected to what we have, and then to offer feedback, to make it better? That question, let me go back. The question relative to the budget, I think that might be for you, Ms. Chichester, and then the senior activities, that might be for you, Ms. Dukestein. And then lastly, there was a meeting last Thursday. I was here October the 16th, and almost 90 minutes is what it felt like. There were distinctive and clarifying questions that was asked regarding a survey. Those who sit on the Budget and Finance Committee were present at that meeting. That questionnaire, I believe it rolled out Friday, somewhere around
30 seconds.
Saturday. Yes, sir. I'm just curious, how does council as a whole feel about this survey? Thank you. If I can get an answer for these questions, sometimes y'all dodge me, but if I can get an honest answer tonight, that'd be great. Thank you.
Ms. Chichester.
So there is a senior prom that Ms. Alexander, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that senior citizens and some of the students from North College Hill escort the seniors to the senior prom, not the senior high school, but senior citizen prom. So I know that happens every year, and then there are sometimes that some of the North College Hill students go around to, I remember they used to go to the Mount Healthy Christian Senior Center and sing Christmas carols. The choir and the band used to go play for those seniors. So there's different opportunities within the school that they do connect with the senior citizens. Yep. Okay. I just
Mr.
wanted to make sure I
President.
was correct about that. We did have a small discussion about the 2026 budget, and we also said at the last meeting that we would have several more meetings. That was just the first of many. So I remember we did say that at the last Budget and Finance meeting, that we would not be able to cover next year's budget in one meeting, in one setting.
Ms.
That's
Dukestein.
my answers. Thank you.
I'll address as much as I can. The rental registration fee for 2025, we have collected most of what we could. It has gone through and passed the council floor to put liens against the property owners for the unpaid fees, as we do every year. That list was the attached Exhibit A was attached to the piece of legislation so that we can fulfill that. It just has to, I believe it's gone down, and then it goes through a process of being codified, and then liens are placed through Hamilton County on those properties for those fees, or they may be collected through RETA. And then the seniors, the best way to get in contact is to call if they're not digital. And then some of the senior activities nothing's set in stone. We're still trying to get our senior programming up. We are limited based on space because of this particular building being so full. So, but we are still trying to get a variety of senior activities. We more recently have some line dancing classes coming up. And so I would say call the administrative offices, and you should be able to add your name and number to a phone tree list. So even if you don't see it on social or the socials or the website or the newsletter, there can be a phone tree that is people pick up the phone and call and let you know what's going on. And then I don't think the survey question was something that I could answer. She asked that for specifically council, so.
All right, Mr. Hedger, who's next?
Next, we have Umbrea Star. Maybe it's Umbrea.
Please start with your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Embry Star, 1514 North Ridge Drive. Good evening, council, mayor, administrator, everyone in the room. Again, I am here on behalf of Isaac Moore. I wanted to first say that I just have questions, but also a statement that I am here to remind everyone that you don't have to just pass away and just that's the end of it. To show people that it is possible to get a street sign, and the community that you are in does care about you. It's all about just about how you go about things, and I'll leave that there. But a question that I have for you all is, one, the woman who spoke before me, she talked about the backyard or the yard that she lives in the alley. So that was a thought that I had when referring to the alleyways, is what pushback will we get from the citizens and residents in North College Hill with us having a Isaac Moore alley? They could be upset. Chief Channing would probably have to work harder because they'll be calling about us being in their backyards. So that was a thought that I had, and I am in agreement with that. As far as the street sign, I want to know what stops the street sign from being permitted. That was never really explained to me or clarified as to why is it not able to be done.
Mr. President,
Ms. Underwood?
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to interrupt you.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't say it couldn't be done. We
Mm-hmm.
were just trying to clarify how we were going to do it. Because there's a way it would be attached to under Simpson Avenue, or does it replace the entire name Simpson Avenue for that portion of the street? So
I think you understand me,
Mr.
but I think
President.
most times when we're touching on this topic, a lot of times I'm being referred to a bench or something else smaller than what I'm actually asking for. So I just want to know what is the.
First of all, let me just say that it takes a brave soul to come and address any government anywhere, because, governments can be interesting. Our own government, our country's government, it takes a brave soul to do what you're doing. I encourage young people to get involved the way that you've gotten involved. So I hope that people are learning from your example, and I don't want you to lose hope. I want you to keep fighting. And I will tell you that no decision has been made.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Then the last thing before my 3 minutes is up is I want to just say, speaking on honorary street sign, the significance of the honorary street sign is to actually honor the tragedy that took place on August 17th, 2019. It's to give and to show that this good kid deserves to be honored in his community, because he was one of North College Hill's own. He was only 17, so his accolades did stop a little early, but that doesn't shorten or lessen the fact that he was still a good kid indeed. And then that's all I have.
Mr. President.
Ms. Chichester?
I just wanted to, I think the term you were looking for is the footnote, the honorary footnote that goes above. It doesn't change the street name, but it just adds the footnote onto the street sign, where you'll see, like, this, if you notice other cities that have a brown and white memorial sign with the person's name, or,
It's a designation.
yes, the dedication to it.
Mr. President.
Madam
I just
Mayor.
had a question. Just thinking, when Ms. Stagman talked about the numbers and the numbering. You know this, I know this. Would you be opposed or to 44?
44.
Wasn't that the number? Was that the number?
Mhm.
Or would you want something different? Because if we have to stay within numbers, no, not an option.
Be honest.
I'm gonna say, okay, I'm not a person that really likes to settle, so
Okay.
I would still want to know why. If
Because
like it,
when they talked about how the streets were numbered, the alleys,
Mhm.
if that were the option, if we moved away from Simpson and we went to the alleys, they talked about how the streets were numbered and
Yeah.
alphabetized.
and I think my
That's
only
why I
thing,
said that.
so me, if we can't go with the street, then I understand the alley. But I think where I'm coming from is that it didn't happen in the alley. It happened on Simpson. That's really why I'm pushing for that, is because I need people to know. I told y'all the story about what Springfield Township told me. So it's kind of personal for me. And then it took place on Simpson. It didn't take place in the alley, you know? And then the alley that we talking about, it leads to his mom's street. She kind of avoids Simpson Avenue. So I would rather get that instead of her having to personally link into this alley that's named.
And so just so they know, that was his basketball number.
Yes, 44 was his jersey number. It is retired. And I'm not against a proclamation also. That could be a further discussion. But yeah.
Compromise.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else, sir?
No, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your participation this evening. All right. We are up to legislation. Mr. Hedger, whenever you're ready.
We have second reading, resolution number 18, 2025, a resolution to direct the city administration to instruct RWBC Inc. to proceed with the asbestos and mold abatement at 1500 West Galbraith Road and to issue an RFP for a qualified architectural and environmental engineering firm to provide on-site third-party observations as necessary to ensure proposed asbestos and mold abatement is done accordingly to industry standards and applicable codes requirements. The selected third-party observation firm shall issue written special inspection reports to the administration and council relating to the abatement and subsequent demolish of the west side of the existing building, including the gymnasium, and the restoration and stabilization of the east wing, including the administrative offices, council chambers, and any remaining spaces on the east side of the building.
Mr. President,
Ms. Chichester.
this is tabled in committee because we had a lot of questions and edits to make to this.
You can table in committee, but we just had a second reading here on council floor.
Can I make a motion to?
You can.
Mr. President, can I make a motion to table Resolution 18, 2025?
Table till when?
Until we meet in committee and discuss it again.
So after your next regular,
Yes.
okay, we have a motion on the floor from Ms. Chichester to table resolution 18, 2025 until after the next regular committee meeting.
Mr. President.
I know you're not making a second, so.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Mr. President,
Mr. Wilson.
I'll second.
All right, so motion from Ms. Chichester, second by Mr. Wilson to table resolution 18-2025 until after the next regular budget and finance committee meeting. Now time for discussion. Ms. Dukestein.
Give me just a second. I want to look at the calendar.
Mr. President,
Ms. Gaston.
while she's looking at her calendar, I just wanted to say that in order to use ARPA funds, we have to make sure we get started on the project before the end of the year. So I would like to recommend that we have a special meeting to discuss this, amend this, do whatever it is we need to do so that we can get our contractor in that building and started on the project. That's all.
Mr. President,
Ms. Chichester.
I amend my motion by saying I will table this to our next special committee meeting. I forgot we said we were gonna have one either this week or next week to schedule that to the special Budget and Finance Committee and not the next.
So the
regular.
goal would be that we would still be able to have the next reading on our next council meeting in November. Okay,
Yes. Mr. President.
November 3rd. Ms. Dukestein.
I would just like to bring to council's attention, there's no need to table it then.
Yeah.
If you're only gonna table it, you would table it to not have or prohibit the readings. So if you're trying to
I would
make
agree
sh-
with that.
make sure that it's
So-
modified, then there's not a necessity to table it. That's all.
Mr. President, I withdraw my motion.
All right, Mr. Hedger, I know we added a couple tonight. Hopefully you remembered that.
Yes, Mr. President, one second. We have first reading resolution 19-2025, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
Mr. President,
Ms. Chichester?
I would like to suspend the second and third reading of this.
Mr. President,
Ms. Gaston?
I second.
All right, motion on the floor to suspend second and third readings of Resolution 19-2025. That motion was made by Ms. Chichester, seconded by Ms. Gaston. Any discussion?
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Ms. Dukestein?
For those council members that were not at the Budget and Finance Chair of Budget and Finance Committee meeting, this piece of legislation was given to us by Hamilton County on a late date, and we were pushing it before you all on a late date. So that is the urgency, but it does need to be approved by 10/24, so this meeting has to be it.
Yep.
Mr. President.
Ms. Gaston?
Ms. Dukestein, can you refresh my memory? If we don't pass it, are we going to have special meetings tomorrow and Wednesday?
Yes.
Mr. President,
Not tomorrow.
no, we didn't schedule.
Ms. Zorb, did I skip you? Is that why you were looking at me like that?
Yes, that
Sorry,
was.
my apologies.
You got the daggers back.
I've been getting you two confused all night, so yeah, I know. Go ahead, Ms. Zorb.
Actually, that's what I was going to.
Okay.
I was going to ask when it was due by.
Ms. Chichester?
We did not schedule because we wouldn't have had a quorum.
All right, motion to suspend second and third readings of Resolution 19-2025 by Ms. Chichester, second by Ms. Gaston. Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Zorb?
Yes.
Ms. Gaston?
Yes.
Ms. Chichester?
Yes.
Ms. Alexander?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Underwood?
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0.
Mr. President,
Ms. Chichester?
I make a motion that we adopt Resolution 19-2025, resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
Mr. President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
All right, motion to adopt Resolution 19-2025 by Ms. Chichester, seconded by Mr. Wilson. Any discussion? Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Zorb?
Yes.
Ms. Gaston?
Yes.
Ms. Chichester?
Yes.
Ms. Alexander?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Underwood?
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0.
Thank you. Next item.
First reading ordinance number 7/2025, an ordinance to approve the renaming of a portion of Simpson Avenue to Isaac Moore Way in the southwest quadrant.
All right, thank you. Next up is any further remarks from the audience as it pertains to these three pieces of legislation that were read tonight.
Mr. President.
Ms. Zorb?
I know I'm not the audience, but I would like to say something if that's permitted.
Let's see if anybody from the audience does first.
You.
Go ahead, Ms. Orb.
So I just want to talk about the premise of the whole third reading thing. And so what we did tonight as a council, and I understand why we did it. I agreed with it. I voted in favor of it. But we took a piece of legislation that did not make it to the website as pending legislation. So our citizens didn't know that this was going to be talked about tonight. Well, council didn't know it was going to be talked about tonight because we didn't have it in our email either. But we bypassed all of that. You know, we didn't give our citizens that advanced warning on any of this. And we added it to the agenda. We then suspended readings, and then we then adopted it. Someone on the outside, without knowing all of the justifications, could almost interpret that as shady. And I'm not even trying to plant that seed, but I'm just trying to make sure that this council understands all of the hoops that we jumped through tonight, just so that we didn't have a special meeting. That's all.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Ms. Dukestein.
I would just like to remind council and those watching, this was discussed in a public meeting, and it was supposed to be moved to council floor. Resolution accepting the amounts and rates determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary taxes levy. So just so for clarity, we received this very late in September. It was heard at the next Budget and Finance meeting right on time. This was not a surprise, or should not have been a surprise to council floor. I'm not trying to be bossy, but I would say there's so much that comes through Budget and Finance. For those of you that are not there, it would be good to read it, not to say that Ms. Zorb isn't accurate in the fact that it was not included in the packet. However, it was publicly discussed, and this is one of those things that we do on a routine basis, and we need to get through. It is not our fault that we received it, I think, September 30th, and then our next Budget and Finance meeting was the first one in October. We didn't have a choice. We got less than a month to push it through.
Ms. Shiva.
Ms. Stevens not.
To add additional context to that, actually when we got it from the county, it came with a letter stating that we actually got that our county got an extension of 30 days. So they were late getting it to us. So all of this came with the letter. This is not bypassing our citizens in any way, shape, or form. This is us just simply saying to the county, thank you for this money for 2026, and we agree. That's what this legislation is saying. And then we will continue to have conversations about the appropriations for 2026.
All right, we'll move into old business. Anyone have any old business? Anyone have new business?
Mr. President.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir. So I'd like to make a motion to appoint myself, Ms. Tychester, Ms. Gaskins, also the citizens that reached out to me to volunteer. That would be Ms. Andrea Brooks, Ms. Ambrier? Yes, I'm sorry. Listen, I'll give you $1 every time I tear your name up.
You're going to get rich.
And then, then I have a Miss Vita Genius. Did I say that correct? All right. I'll give you $1 if I messed your name up too. And then
you're going to be poor.
Well, that's the way life works. Ms. Aggie, right, would you like to be a part of our committee?
Which part?
This, well, you will be playing the citizens, role.
With
We
the
need-
ad hoc 1500.
Yeah,
She didn't.
okay. Okay, thank you, appreciate it. So, my motion will be to, appoint all the members that I just called out, to the ad hoc committee for the 1500.
Mr. President,
Ms. Chichester.
I was just gonna second his motion.
Okay, thank you. All right, so real quick, would you like to just give a brief understanding of what the ad hoc committee is?
The ad hoc committee is the, committee that will be discussing the future of 1500.
Okay. All right, so the resolution, I apologize. The motion on the floor is to appoint Mr. Wilson, Ms. Chichester, Ms. Gaston, Andrea Brooks, Umbrea Starr. I'm not giving you $1. Vita Genius, I'm not giving you $1 either. To the ad hoc committee, which is the future of 1500. Any discussion? Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Ms. Chichester. Any discussion?
Mr. President,
Ms. Alexander.
do you need a fourth citizen?
I wanted to have a fourth one and no one came. So I want to move along. I don't want to hold it up.
It's not required to have a fourth one.
I know, that's why I was
Right.
saying.
Mr. President, I think the fourth one was in the law, the rules to be appointed by the mayor. No? Okay.
No,
All right.
Mr. President.
Go ahead.
So, to my understanding, the individuals, the citizens will have to volunteer. It was my choice as the chair to have 4 different citizens, one that represented each quadrant. So that's what I was looking for. But if you didn't reach out to me and contact me by today, I can only go with what I've already had set up that already started. So we have a candidate that would like,
Mr.
you gotta
President.
raise your hand. What's your name? Julian Clear? Okay. So, Mr. President, I would like to amend my motion to add Ms. Julian Clear.
Okay, Ms. Chichester, did you?
I second his motion.
Okay. All right, so, and I think we called this ad hoc. This is actually a subcommittee of
Yeah.
your committee, correct?
That's
Yes. All right, so it's to appoint three members of this council with 4 members of the community. The motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Ms. Chichester. Any other discussion?
Mr. President,
Ms. Zorb?
so I believe this is in reference to Resolution 7, which never passed council. It was never even voted on. We never even had a reading.
Mr. President,
Ms. Dukestein?
we don't actually have to, well, I'm sorry, you as council do not have to. You can pass a motion, is that correct, Mr. Dieters? Okay.
Mr. President,
Ms. Chichester?
this was discussed at a later council meeting that we all agreed to form this committee.
Council meeting or committee meeting?
I'm gonna default, what was it? Committee? Committee.
It was City Community Development and Recreation Committee. Yes, this is a subcommittee of that.
Yep.
All right. Anyone that hasn't spoken? Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Orb?
Yes.
Ms. Gaston?
Yes.
Ms. Chichester?
Yes?
Ms. Alexander?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Underwood?
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0.
Thank you. Any other new business?
Mr. President,
Ms. Underwood?
I move that we adjourn.
Mr. President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Underwood. Second by Mr. Wilson to adjourn tonight's meeting. Any discussion? Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Orb,
Yeah, yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Underwood.
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0.
Real quick, sorry. Don't forget, our next meeting will be on Monday, November 3rd at the Clovernook Center for the Blind, 7000 Hamilton Avenue in their community room. And the candidate forum is this coming Wednesday, starts at 7 o'clock, correct? 6 o'clock, sorry. Thank you.
Doesn't seem right.
Yeah, all right,
6:30,
I sign it like
6:30.
15 times.
Facebook.
because that time was never said, but we are adjourned.